happiness thou art. O noble Kappa, Alpha Psi, from thee will never part.
All right, Brandon Jackson, we are in for another special treat. We have the 53rd past Polemarch interview with Brother Keith Young. Brother Young, I want to thank you so much for being with us today.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. I know you came over from summer school, so I definitely appreciate you being here. Brother Young, I want to first thank you for just your service in your term for the last administration that served. I know that you just ended your term as Polemarch, but kind of want to back up a little bit. Can you kind of talk about your upbringing and what it was like growing up in Evansville?
Yes. So growing up in Evansville, Indiana, it was a great place to grow up. I have 7 brothers and sisters. We had a close-knit family, and we all graduated from the same grade school, same high school. So it was a great place to grow up.
Right. So spent some time in Evansville, graduated from high school. Where did you go to college?
I went to Indiana University, got my bachelor's degree there.
IU Bloomington?
Went to IU Bloomington.
Okay.
And
what year was that?
I started in '83.
Okay, 83.
Yes. So I was there during time Alpha Chapter was really it was big.
Right.
And there was a lot of noobs from Evansville that was there as well.
Okay.
So but there was a lot of noobs in Evansville.
Right.
Evansville Alumni Chapter was very strong. I had a lot of educators, teachers, mentors that were friends with my father. Went to the same church, and so I knew about Kappa very young. And so and I knew the things that the brothers were doing at a very young age. The accomplishments that they were doing in the community. So I knew that I wanted to be a Kappa.
Right. So that was kind of your first discovery of Kappa when you were kind of growing up.
Yes. Okay. Very much so.
Okay.
Very much at a very young age.
Okay. Okay. Did you, aside from Brother Bill Mays and his family, did you know any other Kappas that kind of you knew growing up?
Yes. So Ron Kelly.
Okay.
Ira Neal. Those are educators in Evansville.
Right.
That that I looked up to.
Right.
Very much so.
Right. So Alpha Chapter is IU. You went to school there. So did 4 or 5 years at IU or?
Yes.
Okay. So when you graduated, where did you kind of land in terms of career-wise?
Well, career-wise, I eventually I left IU before graduating. I eventually got my degree at IUPUI.
Okay.
So I was in the hospitality and retail management career, and then eventually transitioned into education later on down the way. So, which is the field I'm in now.
Okay. What year did you move to Indianapolis?
96.
Okay, 96.
Yes.
So, Brother Stan Clark was Polemarch at that time. Did you start to did you know any brothers who were Kappas, prior to you, or when did you kind of like have an interest to join the fraternity?
At the time when I was here in '96, I knew brothers.
Okay.
Because again, working in the hospitality field, they had events that I would see events that they would be a part of. But at that time, yes, I had in the back of my mind, yes, I still wanted to be, to try to be a Kappa. But life was sending me other directions.
Yes.
And so, which was okay, at the time. And so over the years, I would still meet Kappas, see Kappas, go home and still have relationships with the Kappas that I knew that were my mentors.
Right.
And so, but it didn't come around until another time that came around for a possibility for me to try.
Right.
Was in 2010.
Okay, so 2010, prior to the centennial,
Correct.
You came in to buy. What was that like? Kind of coming in to buy a year before the 100th anniversary. What was that like?
It's hard work. Coming in through in the fall of 2010, at the cusp of the centennial, at Indianapolis Alumni chapter, being the host of the centennial, you hit the ground running.
Wow.
I mean, I told him in my interviews that I was ready to work.
Wow.
And when we came in, we were put to work.
Right.
And which was a good thing. We learned probably a lot of things about Kappa and the workings of Kappa because of Centennial and all the brothers that were involved in the Centennial than we would have at any other time.
Yeah. Did you start thinking about positions or anything that you kind of wanted to kind of serve in, and when you became a member?
No, not at all at the time. I wanted to be a part of this organization and what it stood for.
Okay.
But at that time, I had no idea or any thoughts of being an officer.
Right. Right. So I know Brother Murray had told me that I think Brother Eugene Anderson and Brother Hardiman were appointed, I think, chairs of the committee back in 2003 for the centennial celebration. So there was a lot of early planning. Did you have any specific role when you became a member?
When I became a member, I started with I was at the Centennial Social Committee.
Okay.
That was probably one of the easier ones to get involved.
Right.
And they needed bodies,
so
and they needed brothers in there.
Right.
So that was the first committee that I was a part of.
Right. I do, and I thank you and everybody for bringing Men Condition. That was an amazing concert. So that was a great time. So kind of segueing to when you had a call for Polemarch, when did that start to kind of stir your and you kind of to take on a leadership role?
Probably my second year in the bond. I think it was my second year in the bond, having conversations with some of the brothers. Right. And so I put my hat in the ring for assistant keeper of records.
Okay.
So I didn't get that, which was okay. But I think at the time, some brothers thought, yes, you should go ahead and do that.
Right.
One, it would put your name out there for brothers to know who you are, and to show that you are actually wanting to put the work in.
Yeah.
So the following year,
okay,
then I ran for assistant keeper of records.
Right.
So I became assistant keeper of records. Then the following year after that, I became the keeper of records.
Okay.
And then I was on the board for a number of years. Then became vice Polemarch.
Vice Polemarch. So who were you under when you were vice Polemarch?
Dr. Martin Hill.
Okay. Yeah, Brother Hill. Mm-hmm. So get elected Polemarch after Brother Hill. What are some things that you kind of were most proud of during your time as Polemarch?
Well, some of the things that my team, and I want to say is my team, and with that meaning the administrative team and brothers who are on committees. Right. Well, some of the goals that we wanted to work on is to bring back the black and white ball that had been gone for a minute.
Yeah, that was big.
So we accomplished that. Right. One of the things also was to increase our membership. Right. One of our goals, it was kind of a high goal, is to say that we wanted to increase our membership to 200.
Right.
Which we did.
Right.
And so we were very proud of that. We wanted to make sure that we increased scholarship dollars.
Right.
Which we did that, accomplished that. and also just continuing some of the work that previous Polemarchs have done.
Right.
Wanted to continue the legacy and making sure that we have the foundation is there.
Right.
We want to make sure that we are putting our bricks
Right.
in that foundation for the next Polemarch and
Right.
for the next administration. So,
Right.
so I'm very proud that we continued some of those things that some of the previous Polemarchs and administration were working on. Also, another goal that we wanted to do is to make sure that we got back into School 42.
Yeah, indeed.
Elder Watson Diggs School. We had been missing
Right.
there for a minute, and so we are back in there strong, letting the kids know who we
Right.
are.
Right. Those are some big accomplishments. I think the black and white ball was one that really brought a lot of brothers out, and I know that was a good one. So, can you kind of talk about Brother Young, just kind of in closing, some words of wisdom for brothers who are new to the bond about, um, you know, this Kappa, being a Kappa.
Well, one of the things that we wanted to accomplish that we're still working on is a new member mentorship program, and a Homework 44 has laid it out for us, so we just really have to implement it.
Right.
And so that is something that we need to try to implement, and it will show these new brothers, pair them up with an older brother, to have conversations about Kappa, conversations about life, and it would get the new brother involved into Kappa, but it also makes sure that the older brother is still engaged in Kappa, engaged in the Indianapolis Alumni chapter. So really, what I would love to leave for any new brother is that when you decided to join this bond, make sure you truly want to join this brotherhood. We truly don't need any other brothers to come in, just don't do anything. You know, we need brothers who are working in any capacity. There are so many different things that Kappa emphasize about, that Indianapolis Alumni chapter is about. And there is, brothers can get in where they fit in and do great work. But we need brothers to realize that. And we need brothers to just do that, to be honest.
Well, we have another amazing past Polemarch interview. I'm with Brother Stan Clark, the 39th Polemarch of the Indianapolis Alumni chapter, the premier chapter. And he's here with us to kind of talk about his time as Polemarch and just share some words of wisdom with us today. Brother Clark, thank you for being with us today.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah. Brother Clark, can you kind of talk about where you're from, your upbringing, and just what it was like when you were coming up?
Well, I was born in Corinth, Mississippi, a small town of about 4,000 people. I was born there, but I was raised in Chicago, Illinois.
Chi-town. What
part? South side, really.
Okay, south side.
But I was 4 months old, they tell me, when I went to Chicago. Stayed on the west side and eventually moved to the south side, where I attended Chicago Vocational High School and played basketball there for 4 years. Then I blessed enough to win a scholarship, not win, but have a scholarship at Jackson State University, but it was college back in the day. So played basketball 4 years and then went on and got a master's degree from Indiana University.
Wow. So what was it like growing up in Chicago? Because I know Chicago was a thriving city back in 40s and 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up on the south side of Chicago?
It was rough. gangs and Blackstone Rangers, and
Really?
it was pretty tough. Vice
Wow.
Lords on the west side, Blackstone Rangers and Disciples was on the south
Oh
side.
wow.
So, but they never did mess with me because I was an athlete, I was a basketball player, and
Right.
a lot of them were my friends
Really?
and in my neighborhoods. So I had no problems with gangs back in them days. They kind of adopted me.
Okay. So how far were you from Cabrini Green?
Oh, a long ways.
Oh, okay.
Oh, a
So that was
long
on the
way.
west side.
That was on the west side.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I moved. I left the west side when I was 10 years old. We moved to the south side,
Okay.
better neighborhood, and so that's when yeah.
So what was the closest project near the south side in Chicago?
It was near Comiskey Park.
Mhm.
I was at 96th Street. Comiskey Park was 39th Street.
Okay.
We had projects there, and I can't think of the game. Was it Disciples or Vice Lords, the west side, but no.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Because I know Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
A lot of people from Chicago.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm always fascinated with just kind of like the origins and history of Chicago in the city. Am I right by saying that a Frenchman, African American, or is he from Haiti, founded Chicago?
I think it's Haiti. I
Okay.
don't know his name, but
Okay.
you're right. Can't remember his name.
Okay.
But yeah.
So growing up in Chicago, what was high school like for you?
When I moved to the south side, I had the opportunity to go to Hirsch High School, which is predominantly black. They had a great basketball team. Or I could have went to Chicago Vocational High School. I would catch the bus to go there. Basketball went their cup of tea, so I had a better chance playing.
Right, right.
And but there we had a great football team, won the city championship in 4 years. Football. Dick Buckus was there. Had just left when Dick Buckus played for Chicago Bears.
Wow.
Yeah, he just left there. He had just graduated. So I was blessed enough to play basketball.
Okay.
I made the team.
What position you play?
I played center 6'4", but I was all city, and we won the city championship my senior year. But now in Chicago, you had two divisions. The red division was the largest schools, and the blue divisions was. So we won championship in the blue division. Then we go to the red division the next year. But I had graduated and went to Jackson State.
Okay.
But we did win the city.
So had you left Chicago when the Bulls had their reign?
I was here in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved to Indianapolis in 1975.
Okay.
Chicago.
So Jackson State on a college basketball scholarship.
Yes.
What was Jackson State like back then?
Oh, it was a fun school.
Really?
Because Chicago Vocational School, the high school I went to, was predominantly white.
Okay.
But when I went to Jackson State, it was all African Americans.
Right.
Great band, beautiful women. I loved it.
Were you there when
Walter Payton? Walter Payton. I stayed in the same dorm. All the athletes stayed in the same dorm. Baseball, basketball, football was in the same dormitory.
Really?
I was 3 years ahead of Walter, but his brother Eddie Payton.
Yeah.
He played professional football too with Detroit. He was like 5'9". I think Walter helped him get in the NFL. But then Eddie stayed on and just retired 2 years ago. He became a golf coach at Jackson.
Really?
Yeah, about 40 years.
Wow.
Just retired.
Did you have any interactions with Walter Payton?
Walter was a standoff.
Oh, okay.
Because Walter was going to Kansas State. I don't know how he wound up at Jackson. And Walter was All-American. He was All-American high school player, and he was off. He kind of off. You know.
Got shy.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know about shy, but he was shy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, did you play at Jackson State?
I did play at Jackson State.
Okay.
It was.
What chapter was it?
I get it in a minute. Let me think now. I should know that, shouldn't I? I didn't go over at Jackson, but I played at Jackson.
Oh, okay. So where did you so back up. When did you discover Kappa?
When did I discover Kappa? Okay, so when I was at Jackson, I knew we had friends, basketball players on the team at Jackson State.
Okay.
And I did pledge there.
Right.
I pledged the summer of '68.
Okay.
I pledged.
Months, you said, okay.
Yeah, 68. But it was like 49 of us.
Oh, wow.
That was spring, 68.
Okay.
Then we would go over
Right.
the following year.
Right.
But only 7 went over. And the coach, he was a Kappa.
Okay.
And he said, no, basketball players can't pledge during the season.
Right.
So I wait till spring to go over again.
Okay.
But I messed up because I started going with a Kappa's girlfriend. And they said he would never make Kappa. And I married her.
Oh,
we,
wow.
we were married 49 years. So yeah, so I knew then that was it, Kappa, until I came to Indianapolis, and Richard Bond talked to me about it.
Okay. Okay. Did you know any Kappas back in Chicago?
I did not know. Okay. And once I became a Kappa, all of my family in Mississippi, all the men who went to Lane College in Jackson, Tennessee, was all Alphas. But they never talked to me about Alphas, fraternities, anything like that.
Really?
So Kappas, yeah. Richard
Really?
Bond's got me interested in being a Kappa.
Wow. Wow. So you met your wife at Jackson State?
Yeah, we married as a junior. It was a junior year we married.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Coaching like that, but I married.
That's
we
beautiful.
married.
That's beautiful.
49 years.
Gosh.
Before she passed away.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So when did you, graduate from Jackson State? What did you do after that?
Well, I went back to Chicago. My wife and I did. Stayed with my parents. And I substituted in the Chicago public schools.
Okay.
I was a substitute teacher.
Right.
My wife worked at Illinois Bell. And I finally, and I taught. They made me a permanent. I got my license and taught 2.5 years.
Okay.
Then we moved to Indianapolis.
Okay.
And I started working at Chevrolet Motor Division here in Indianapolis. And I worked there for like 10 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Then I got a master's degree from IU, and I started working in human resources.
Okay.
And like 40 years in human resources at 4 universities.
Okay. So did you go down to IU Bloomington or you was IUPUI?
IUPUI, but yeah, the master's from Bloomington, but IUPUI.
So you didn't have to commute or anything?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said you worked in HR? Was that
HR?
What school did you work for?
I worked for IUPUI.
Okay.
For 10 years as assistant director. Then I went to IU Kokomo as a director of human resources.
Yeah.
Then I went to Manchester College, small private school up in North Manchester as the vice president of human resources.
Oh, wow.
And we were only really black folks in town. It was 10,000 people. And we were only black folks in town in that North Manchester. And my wife, so we finally came back after 5 years and became a director of human resources at the University of Indianapolis.
Oh, wow.
And that's where I retired.
Oh, wow.
So about 40-some years in human resource, and also was an adjunct faculty member too. I taught in the School of Adult Learning.
Okay. So in Indianapolis, so how did you cross paths with Brother Bond?
Brother Bonds and I, we go to University United Methodist Church, same church.
Okay.
And he said, Stan, you'd be a good Kappa. So I pledged.
Okay.
Was it 1984 I pledged? I went over 84, yeah.
Okay.
Went over, yeah.
1984.
84, fall, yeah.
So what brothers were that, because I know we have a lot of giant Kappa brothers, from the Indianapolis Alumni chapter. One being first Polemarch guy, El Grant. What brothers during that time were a part of the chapter that you remember that really
Bill Mays, Art Carter, Charles Montgomery, the Mad Monk.
Brother Monk.
Brother Monk.
He's my intake chair.
Yeah. Go lunch with him every week. Myron Hardiman.
Yeah, Brother
Hardiman, and my buddy, my homeboy, Mike Owens.
Yep, Brother
Owens. That's it. I don't know if you knew J. Don Hayes. J. Don Hayes with my partner too.
His mother used to babysit me.
Really?
Yeah, so that's way back.
That's my buddy. That was my buddy.
Right.
I don't know if you knew Bob Stocker.
Brother Stocker. I know he worked in IPS.
Yes, you did, principal. Yeah, Bob Stocker.
I know Brother Stocker.
I don't wow.
Was Brother Spurlock still?
Brother Spurlock was there. Yeah, we had some giants. Brother Spurlock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of, but who else? Can't remember anybody else right now.
No.
You know, I wrote all that down because I knew you were gonna ask me.
That's all right.
Walt Smith. You know Walt Smith
I
though.
remember him.
You know him. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
David DeFrance was a great guide, right?
Okay.
When I was Polemarch. David's
Right.
still around now, but he doesn't attend meetings as much.
Yeah, because he had a son that plays Atlanta Ada, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Or I think Xavier, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know him real well.
I want to mention Tony Green too.
Yeah, Brother Green. What positions did you hold before you became Polemarch? You were part of MS.
I started keeper of the records.
Okay.
In '84. Then went to the keeper of Exchequer.
Mm-hmm.
The next, and then vice Polemarch of Indianapolis chapter, and then a Polemarch.
Wow.
So 10 years.
Wow.
10 years.
Wow. What do you think that really prepared you to be Polemarch? Those just kind of serving.
It did,
Mm-hmm.
and had people, brothers that would help me along the way, like Mike Owens. I followed Mike Owens. I followed Stockard as a Polemarch, but Brother Owens really helped me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of guided me.
Brother Owens.
Yeah.
Because Brother Owens, he served as North Central Polemarch at one time.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Polemarch. He did. Yeah.
Heavyweights.
Yeah, we're neighbors. I mean, we grew up in the same neighborhood in Chicago. We just know each other.
That's right.
He went to neighborhood school. I went to Chicago Vocational.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. Good man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So serving as Polemarch, what was that like?
We used to meet twice a month. You know that, right?
I didn't know that.
Twice a month.
So was it a formal or informal?
Formal. The formal was first, and then the second meeting was kind of casual.
Wow.
So yeah.
Twice a month.
Then had them heavyweights there, but I learned from those guys. Our car and those guys, they kind of tutored me and helped me to grow.
Right.
Yeah, it was busy.
Right.
When I remember when I was keeping the records, we didn't have the.
Yeah.
I used to mail 100 of those things out to the post office, folded. I still time at work to do that.
Wow.
Fold that note and stamp it and put it in the mail. Yeah. I was on board of directors too. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you do you remember anything that you're most proud of when your time as a Polemarch?
Well, let me say this now. I don't know about proud, but Urban Armstrong.
Oh yeah, Brother Armstrong.
We would go see Urban on his birthday and other celebrations. J. Don Hayes would set that up.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed close to him,
Mm-hmm.
and then Walt Smith would too.
Yeah.
Because his wife would not. She would be right there. They want us to stress Brother Armstrong. So he got sick. I'm Polemarch. He got sick in '96.
Yeah.
96.
Yeah.
And normally Walt Smith would go. His wife was in the hospital. And so Walt Smith would go over and stay with him or J. Don Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
But both those, Walt was in the hospital, J. Don was out of town.
Right.
I'm the Polemarch.
Yeah.
So I said, I'll go over and stay with him all night.
Right.
So he was in his bed, I was on the couch. And I tell you, he tried to get up 19 times, I didn't sleep at all. So I pushed Brother Armstrong back in the bed. He called for his wife. And I remember that. That was, oh my God, I didn't sleep at all that night. But it was an honor to be with him. Mm-hmm. The first Grand Polemarch, the second Grand Polemarch, I'm sorry.
Yes. Did he share any stories with you that you remember over the years when you doing them, or about Capital or the start of the fraternity?
No, we would go as a group, but he was 104, 100.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
right.
He couldn't make. He tried.
Yeah.
But we.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I was there, but
because I remember for his 100th birthday, a lot of delegates came in town. Is that right?
That's right.
And they had a big celebration for him.
Right.
Who was Polemarch during that time?
I was Polemarch. I was Polemarch. He died too.
That was 96.
I was Polemarch 90.
You said 84.
I was Polemarch 94, 96. He died in May.
Oh, so you said 94, 1994.
94, 96.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 94, 96, I was Polemarch.
Okay.
Yeah. I pledged in 84.
Okay. Oh, you played? Okay.
Pledged in 84.
Okay. So 94 and 96.
Yeah, he died May 96.
Yes, you were Polemarch.
I was Polemarch then.
what was that celebration of life like?
It was good. It was
Right.
great. Yeah. But you know, National came down and really took over.
Right.
I had a little speaking part, but that was a great celebration
Mhm.
of his life.
Right.
He was a good guy, good man.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Do you, and kind of in closing, do you have any words of wisdom for new brothers in the bond, and for brothers who are kind of disconnected and want to get back active? What words of wisdom do you have for them?
You know, I was when I moved to North Manchester, I was this active for like 5 years, 90 miles. So I didn't come back here. My wife and and I regret that. I should have came back. I mean, being in the bond is special.
Right.
I encourage everybody who may not be active or back in the bond to come back to the bond. Some
Right.
brothers, and we are doing so much. I mean,
Right.
I'm older, but the younger guys are doing so much,
Right.
all in the community,
Right.
making networks in school. School 42, we used to work in School 42 also. But yeah, get back active.
Right.
Get active and support it financially.
Right. Well, Brother Clark, I appreciate you sharing your insight about being the 39th Polemarch of the Indianapolis Alumni chapter. Pleasure, good brother.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Grimes, 54th Polemarch. Marcus Robinson, 47th Polemarch. Myron Hardeman, 34th Polemarch.
Stant Clark Jr., 39th Polemarch.
Nate Lofton, 45th Polemarch. Oscar Malone. Marvin Barnell, 44th Polemarch. Andrew Crow, 43rd Polemarch. Gene Gitlive Murray, 46th Polemarch. Kevin Adams, 48th Polemarch. Keith A. Young, 53rd Polemarch. Todd Fennell, 50th Polemarch. Ramon Morrison, 49th Polemarch.
Brandon Jackson, Polemarch interviews, past Polemarch interviews. We have a special guest today, Brother Andrew Crow. Brother Crow, I want to thank you so much for being here. This is such a pleasure being in the midst of a Kappa giant. Brother Crow, so you were the 43rd?
43rd.
Okay, Polemarch of the Indianapolis Alumni chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Crow, can you kind of talk about your upbringing and what it was like going up to Indianapolis, what school you went to?
Mm-hmm. Well, I grew up in inner city on 19th Street in Indianapolis between Illinois and Capitol. I went to School 32, IPS School 32, and after leaving School 32, I went to Shortridge High School and graduated from Shortridge with an academic degree, wound up going to work at Lilly, fresh out of school, because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And it's really interesting because my father, he worked at Lilly, and my best friend was hired at Lilly. And he called up and said, well, why are you looking at going to college and what you're going to be doing? Why don't you come out here and put in an application? And I said, what should I put on the application where I want to work? And he said, put on it that you don't want to work in the cafeteria. And I said, well, what do I put on it? And he said, don't worry about it. They got that figured out.
Oh, wow.
And so when I hired in the service department.
Okay.
And it was really amazing because I scored real high on the aptitude test, but they put us all in the service department. And after working there for a while, I was promoted. It's really interesting because it was back in 1963, and that's when all the civil rights issues were going on. And I wound up being promoted out because Eli Lilly, they wanted to have some blacks outside of the service department in other areas.
Right.
And I was an autoclave operator, which you people don't know what that is. That's where I decontaminated all the polio vaccines and what have you.
Wow.
And then I went away. I was going to Purdue Extension part-time. And, it's amazing how the people that come into your life, because it was my algebra teacher at Shortridge that says, since you're good in math and science, why don't you just become a chemical engineer?
Wow.
And so I decided to go ahead, not knowing really what a chemical engineer what they do. and I wound up majoring in chemical engineering at Purdue.
Wow. So
Mm.
Brother Cole, kind of want to back up. So when you were in high school, were there any like mentors or teachers that saw that the greatness in you in terms of like your academics?
You know, the one lady that I just mentioned was Mrs. Scott's, and she really took a real strong liking to me. And she told me to get as much math as I could and science. So I had physics at Shortridge, and
Mm,
I even had calculus
wow,
at Shortridge back in the 60s.
wow.
Mhm.
That's amazing because you know definitely one of the things that we want to push to our young people is STEM,
Hmm.
and to hear that you had an interest in STEM way back
Hmm.
in the 50s and 60s when you were in school speaks
Hmm.
volumes to that profession. And I hope some of our capital leaders can kind of see this
Hmm.
interview to kind of be inspired to go into STEM. So kind of shifting gears a little bit. So I remember asking Brother Bonds during a conversation. He said there were a lot of Kappas who worked at Shortridge when he was in school. That's how he kind of discovered Kappa.
Hmm.
Were there any Kappa? Like, when did you kind of discover Kappa prior to you going to Purdue?
Well, you know, I knew some Kappas in the neighborhood, or I shouldn't say in the neighborhood, in the community, and they were always men of excellence. I knew some doctors,
Wow.
some lawyers that that were Kappas, and what the couple of them told me was that if you go to college, get something you could use, and get something that doesn't change. And one thing that doesn't change is math and science.
Yep.
And I had one gentleman, Dr. Hayward Campbell. In fact, he was our first black vice president at Eli Lilly and Company, who
Really?
was a Kappa.
Wow.
And
What year was that?
it was back in the late the 60s. I mean, not late 60s, the early 60s.
So let me ask you this. So was Lilly the founder Eli Lilly? Was he around during that time still, or?
No, not the founder, but a family member was
Oh,
around.
okay, okay,
Hmm. Yeah,
okay.
family member. But Hayward was our first black vice president at Eli Lilly and Company.
Wow.
He was a manager at one time when I met him. And he told me, as I indicated earlier, to major in something that doesn't change. You know, math doesn't change, science doesn't change,
Right.
and you can. It's always a need for that.
Hmm.
You know, to major in something that you can use.
Right.
And so he wanted me to go into physics, but I wound up going into chemical engineering.
Wow. Wow.
Mm.
Was the Lilly building, was that always there back then, or
Well,
what was it?
it wasn't as massive as it is now, but it was
Ah,
always at McCarty Street.
okay,
And then there was another building over at Kentucky Avenue.
okay, okay.
Hmm.
So kind of shifting gears. So, did you always want to go to Purdue, or were there any other schools that you wanted to attend, or?
The reason I went to Purdue is because I didn't have any financial wherewithal to get any place else.
Wow.
And as far as majoring in engineering, I did have a National Science Foundation grant when I was at Shortridge my junior year, and I spent 8 weeks down at Kentucky State.
Really?
Uh, and it was kind of like a STEM program from the National Science Foundation. And I had that experience at Kentucky State. But Kentucky State, they didn't have a chemical engineering
Right.
program.
That's Alpha Upsilon, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did so you almost went to HBCU, or just because they didn't have that program, or?
Well, I didn't. I wanted to major in engineering, and back then there was very few schools that had HBCUs that had accredited
Okay.
uh,
Wow.
engineering programs.
That's amazing.
And then Purdue was close. Purdue was only
Right.
52 miles away,
Hmm.
and not having any money, that it was rather convenient. So I could get home on the weekends and pick up a little funding
Uh-huh.
and get back to the campus.
Right. So, what year did you enroll in at Purdue?
Well, I enrolled in Purdue Extension in 1963,
Okay.
and about a year and a half, and then I went to Purdue full time and graduated in 1969.
Okay.
Was it 69 or 68? 1968. My memories
Wow.
kind of fall, 1968.
So get to Purdue, new chapter. Had new chapter been moved yet?
It hadn't been moved. It was still run out of
Oh.
Indianapolis.
Okay.
But the brothers from Indianapolis, they enjoyed coming up paying us a visit.
so let me ask you this, because I know Brother Hardiman is your cousin. Brother Hardiman, is it your first cousins or?
No, we're cousins. We're distant cousins.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And Brother Guy Russell is from New Chapter.
Right.
Was Brother Russell, because you and Myron was fans.
Yeah. Myron was a number one saying I was number two. Myron was the rock.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Brother Russell, was he before you guys? Or?
He was before us. Brother Russell was a few years before us.
Okay, so he brought you guys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So talk about when you discovered Kappa. Like when was it at Purdue? New Chapter that.
You know, I discovered Kappa, even before I went away to college, because a lot of young men in Indianapolis were Kappas.
Right.
And I had a couple of mentors that were Kappas. Then when I went to Purdue, the individuals that were pledging Kappa were all in the sciences or technology or in business. And it was like a line between the technology folks, business folks, and the athletes. Most of the athletes pledged another fraternity.
Right.
And so all of us that pledged Kappa, in fact, our whole line graduated, and most of them have advanced degrees.
Wow.
And what have you. And I was majoring in technology. I was the only one that majored in chemical engineering, but a lot of them majored in mechanical, one in mechanical and civil engineering and what have you, in business school.
Well, and it's interesting that you said that, because I was talking to Brother Fennell during his interview, and he mentioned Brother Dr. Wilson, who Rudy Wilson was our principal at Northview Middle School. His whole, I believe they chartered, if I'm not mistaken, Delta Iota. They all charter members had PhDs. So that kind of lines up with what you were saying about achievement and how brothers kept out beside achieve. Can you kind of talk about what was it like at Purdue when you became Kappa? What position did you hold?
Well, I was a Polemarch of our chapter my final year, and that was the major position that I held.
Okay.
At Purdue.
Okay. So you guys were already up in Lafayette.
Right.
Chapter. How involved was Brother Art Carter with you guys?
Very much involved. In fact, Art was one of my major mentors.
Right.
In fact, he steered me along the path of brotherhood and achievement.
Yes.
And he stayed in constant contact not only with me, but with some of the individuals, the engineers that worked at Lilly, some of the Europeans that worked at Lilly. And so they kept him up to date on how I was doing. And, he was very instrumental in that.
Yeah, I knew when I came into the bind in 2002, Brother Art Carter was definitely a great mentor to me. I was so impressed how he was still kind of up to date on the state of the chapter and going-ons in the chapters in the states. So I thought that was interesting.
Right. There was Arthur Carter, and then there was Jim Mosby.
Oh, Brother Mosby.
Brother Mosby, and so Brother Mosby and I became just very, very good friends. Pierce Cody.
Yep, I remember him.
There was a number of those. It's kind of interesting because when we were going through our final phase of becoming a member of this grand organization, that when they came up, and I think it was Art or Jim Mosby said, "This is my dog over here," and they said, "Look at your dog." And I started losing my hair at a very early age. And I forget who it was. Was it somebody said, I don't know if it was Pierce Cody. I think it was Pierce said, "Man, your dog got the mange. He got some problems. We need to quarantine him." So they gave me a little special treatment because I had the mange. So I never will forget that.
Right.
And I didn't care too much for them after that whole experience.
Right. Let me ask you this, because I remember talking to Brother Russell. Am I right in saying that Brother Russell was instrumental in bringing New Chapter to Purdue? because he had talked about how I think he had talked to the administration.
Hmm.
Is that
Yeah,
something
you know,
about?
Brother Russell, he was involved at 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 bringing the fraternity to Purdue,
Mm,
and you know, and Brother Russell, he has a quiet. I don't want to say quiet elegance, a quiet input as he moved. I can't even think of the word.
yeah.
But behind the scenes,
Hmm.
as far as doing some things and making sure that Purdue did recognize New Chapter.
Right. Right.
Because New Chapter, I think they came to Purdue about a year or two after I graduated.
Wow.
It was chartered at Purdue.
Wow. And I think that's significant because a lot of people don't know that Brother Russell's dad was and Brother Russell's the great nephew of Guy Grant.
Right.
His dad was his nephew and served as Polemarch of the IC at one time and IC, and Polemarch, I believe, at Alpha Chapter at some point. So definitely wanted to, glad you kind of clarified that for me. So graduate from Purdue. What year did you graduate?
I graduated in 68, 1968.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go right into Lilly after
Right
that?
into Lilly. It's really amazing. I graduated on a Saturday and I started working at Lilly on a Monday.
Wow.
Because, you know, back then,
Blessed.
you know, getting some financial stability was extremely
Yes.
important.
Yes.
And so it wasn't a big lag time.
Right. So were you active in Indianapolis Alumni Chapter right away after graduation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that had a lot to do with Art Carter.
Mm.
And, you know, and we talked about financial obligations and things. And he said
Mm-hmm.
that should be a part of your profile,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so I became active
Right.
immediately.
Right.
I signed up for my life membership
Wow.
immediately,
Really?
and to get involved in that and making sure that we moved forward with
Right.
Kappa Alpha Psi and going to meetings.
Yes.
You know, being financial and going to meetings and participating.
Right.
We participated in the black and white, participated in all those things back in. And then he said, you just make that part of your
Right.
of your portfolio, and you budget it.
Right.
And your wife needs to understand that that's part of the budget.
Yeah.
And so Janet, she understood very well that was part of our budget.
Yeah. I kind of side note. I'm glad you mentioned your wife because her mom used to babysit me this age. So we're connected years. So
you know, her mother has mentored a lot of you young Kappas. I was thinking about my dentist. Edith used to babysit for him.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. Huh?
Brother Horton?
Yeah, Brother Horton.
Really?
Yeah.
He's my dentist too.
Huh?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she babysit for him
Gosh.
and his brother.
That's great.
She babysit for both of us.
I'm gonna have to say something when I go.
And he was really shocked that who Janet was. He said,
Man.
"Oh, this is Janet," because he knew Janet way back when he was
Yeah.
being babysitted. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mhm.
So active in
Mhm.
Indianapolis Alumni, kind of moving forward. When did you start to kind of feel that you were ready to serve as Polemarch?
Oh, you know what? You know, talk about it was training for leadership. They put you in,
Right.
and they started training you right off the bat for leadership.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I was keeper of records for a while, and then I was vice Polemarch for a while. And before I was relocated to Spain, I was vice Polemarch on my way to becoming
Really?
Polemarch of the Indianapolis Alumni.
You lived in Spain?
Yes, for 4 years.
Really?
With Lily, yes, we moved to Spain.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. In fact,
that?
Renee was born in Spain.
So
Yeah.
so what year was that?
And that was, shoot, how old is Renee now? Renee's your age. So it had to be what, in the 70s, and I had to be 50, 60, 70. In the 70s.
Yeah, 77.
It was in the 70s.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So do you speak Spanish or anything?
Y yo puedo hablar contigo en español si tú lo quieres.
My wife would love that. She speaks French and Spanish.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
You know, I like to talk to her. I need to continue to practice my Spanish.
Yeah.
Because if you
Wow.
don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Like anything else.
Yeah, she talked to him in French,
Ah,
but he knows French.
parlez-vous français? Oh, muy bien. Está muy bien.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I'm going to back up real quick because I want to ask you, what interactions did you have with any of the founders, if you can remember?
Not a whole lot. Just you know, one of them lived right around the corner from Edith.
You
Right
talking
there,
about
Bernard.
Urban Armstrong?
Yeah,
What-
Urban
well,
Armstrong. And that was mainly the one that I knew
Mhm.
and had been over to the house.
What
'Cause,
was
you
he
know,
like?
'cause Jadon. And he was an interesting fellow because, you know, he was Kappa
Oh
100%.
yeah,
And a lot of history,
yeah.
a lot of things that went on back in the day, you know, things that went on with him.
hmm
And it was really interesting.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Very sincere, you know.
Wow. So Guile Grant, did you ever meet him or
No, I haven't. No, I didn't.
Edward G. Irvin?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So Polemarch, because you were Polemarch when I came into the bond in
Right.
2002.
hmm
What were your greatest accomplishments as Polemarch?
You know, it's interesting that you asked me that because when I became Polemarch, the one thing that I wanted to do was to provide a bridge between the young Kappas
Yeah. hmm
and the more senior
Right,
Kappas or
right.
the more mature Kappas, or
Right.
what you want to say.
Right.
And not only in IAC, but some of the Kappas that weren't active
Mm.
in IAC, and you know, having conversations with them and seeing if we couldn't get into as much reclamation as possible,
Right.
and also making sure that some of the young brothers had mentors.
Right.
Because I really, to this day, I really believe in mentoring.
Yeah.
Because the young brothers, their situations are a little bit more complicated
Right.
than when we were coming along, and there's so many more options
Right. Right.
that they get involved in, because you know, they look at Kappa in the undergrad,
Mm.
but then once they graduate from college,
Yeah.
they got the Masons, they've got all these other
Yeah.
organizations that they involved in, which I think all that is good, but at the same time, Kappa Alpha Psi is the foundation
Yep. Yep.
that got them to where they are today,
Yeah.
or where they were today, at
Wow.
that point in time.
Wow. Wow.
hmm
And I'm glad you mentioned that because that's something that we want to kind of launch that mentorship program, you know, with seasoned brothers and younger brothers that's come through the bond.
Mhm.
Because one of the things that I think is important is when brothers join, just find their place
Mhm.
and grow and to be a part in some capacity or
Mhm.
position. So I'm glad you definitely mentioned that.
Mhm.
Kind of in closing, Brother Crow, can you share some words of wisdom to new brothers in the bond and brothers who kind of need that spark to get active?
Well, we know one thing, and you know, people call them mentors, I think, in
Right.
the fraternity.
Right.
Also mentoring people like D'Artagnan Wide
Yes.
and Kappa Alpha Psi, and also mentoring my host this evening, you. But see, the thing about it is that, and I have to admit that I haven't done a greatest job as I should have, because mentoring is forever.
Right. Right.
You know, and a lot of individuals I've mentored because they've had issues that they were dealing with.
Mm.
And once those issues went away, they went away and I went away.
Mm.
And trying to reconnect
Right.
with some of these young men.
Right.
And also with some of my mentees, they become my mentor.
Right. Right.
And I'm one of their mentees.
Right.
And just like I mentioned, Dart comes by to see me almost every day,
Yes.
spends time with me,
Right.
and listens to me articulate some very interesting concepts
Yes.
and what have you. But he hangs in there with me, and I hang in there with him. But I mean, mentoring is so very, very, very important.
Right. Right. Right.
And you know, because I believe that what they say, what you do speaks so loud, I can't hear a word you say.
Right.
And so I try to do that
Right.
with a young man.
Right. Wow. Words
And
of wisdom.
and also, you know, being 80 years old, you know, I decided to passed down a lot of my influence in the local chapter to the young guys, because the young guys, I shouldn't say the young guys, some of the 50, 40-year-olds need to really be involved in mentoring down to some of the younger guys. So that's just what I believe. I don't know if I articulated that appropriately.
Oh, that was great.
I really believe in that.
That was great. Well, this was such a pleasure, Brother Crow. Just kind of you sharing insight about your experience at Polemarch. So there you have it, brothers. We are with Brother Crow, 43rd Polemarch of the Indianapolis Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Well, thanks so much, Brother Crow.
Thank you. I appreciate it.